Hello, I want to welcome you to the Meacham interviews, and today we have Derrick Harriell from Mississippi. What we've generally done is start off by having you read a poem and then talk a little bit about it.
Sure. I'm going to read a poem from my latest collection, Stripper in Wonderland. I'm going to read a poem called Bella, Vegas Psychic, Reads My Palm. So Bella, Vegas Psychic, reads my poem. Bella, you beautiful. Bella, you a disenchanted dollar. Bella, you wrapped in a flower bed. Bella, there's an Einstein on your head. Bella, I got bread and want to do it. Bella, tell my future. Rumor my lovers. Crochet constellations all up and down my heart. Chakra, all greasy with chicken. Hear my lips, all greasy with waffles. I'm a pig, Bella, a muddy little cheater. Bella, my palms a body, all pink and petite, all flushed and eager. Read them. They read a reefer. Yesterday, silk camisole. Yesterday, a dirty novel. Bella, who my soulmate? You my soulmate? Bella, what color my children? Who they mama? Bella, I know my ruling planets. Her name, Maria. Bella, am I rich in the future? Are there hovercrafts?
Wow. How did that come about?
Well, one of the things I was interested in exploring with this collection, my previous collection was really grounded in history. It was boxers,
Right.
so African American pugilists, heavyweights. Mm-hmm. And so that required a lot of research. And so there was a big chunk of my life while I was working on that previous collection, ropes, that I never explored. And one of those being my mid to late 20s, my friends and I, and also my wife and I, we traveled a lot. The goal was to travel for my wife and I before having kids. Mm-hmm. And so we traveled a lot. And, I was in Vegas one time and I met this psychic, and the psychic was actually pretty good. And I was shocked because I was a skeptic. Yeah. And so her name was Bella. And so this poem is kind of like a memory of that experience.
Yeah. I noticed a lot of your poems are addresses to people. Mm-hmm. In the boxings, a couple of them. And also, I think some of them seem more like monologues too, dramatic monologues from somebody's point of view. Talk about that process, about how you get into somebody else's mind like that.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's complicated because I've always been attracted to persona because I've always been attracted to people. Growing up, I had uncles who were really colorful, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. They would have their parties, and I'd be 8, 9, 10 years old, and my cousins and I'd be the same age. Yeah. And they tell us, stay in this room, don't come out here because the adults are partying. Right. But we'd sneak out there, right, and just observe them. Yeah. And that's when I became fascinated with observing people. And so when I first started writing poems, I wanted to see if I could convey the spirit of those people. When I originally started writing in persona, I thought that I was actually writing in the voice of these people. But then after a while, I realized that I'm acting as if I'm those people, but these poems are me, right? Yeah. And these poems are revealing more about me than they are this person whose voice I think I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's an interesting question of identity that floats around there. I mean, it's kind of fluid. It's like Keats's idea of, being the chameleon poet. Absolutely. In a way, yeah. Who have been some of your influences?
My influences, Sterling Brown is a big influence. I'm a huge Harlem Renaissance guy, so Langston Hughes, Conte Cullen, all those folks. I really love Gwendolyn Brooks' poetry. Yusef Komunyakaa was a strong influence for me. I like blues poetry a lot too. And also hip hop. Hip hop has been a
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I was, believe it or not, I used to be in a hip hop group, and I was a
Really?
rapper, and so that informed my interest in language and sound, and sonics. But some of my favorite rappers was Tupac and
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
yeah, Mos Def, Talib Kweli. I loved all those guys.
Do you still see the influence of hip hop in your poems?
I do. I don't think it's anything that I could break away from. Initially, when I got into academia, I started to change the way that I wrote because I thought that if I wrote poems that felt too aligned with hip hop, that it would be cast off as performance poetry, or that the audience might not pay as much attention, or the reader, to the line and to the actual craft. And then I had a mentor that said, Derrick, stop writing like that. That's not you. Write how you write, and attempt to perfect that style of writing, but be you. And so I think it's apparent in my writing now, and I think it'll continue to be.
Yeah, one of the things, I mean, you mentioned performance poetry, and my view of that used to be, stay awake. But on the other hand, if you look back at the origins of poetry, that's what it was all about.
Absolutely.
And today, sometimes I think that when we talk to students or teach poetry, I think I have this big argument with my students about how poetry is taught in high schools. It kills it, basically. Because there's none of that idea of the performance or the connection with the audience, which is what hip hop and any kind of performance poetry does. You're talking to people.
Absolutely. I mean, to your point, and that was one of the things that that helped me embrace the performative aspect of my own work, is that this has been an oral art forever, but originally, before it was written, it was more fable. And so, I agree 110% that I think the goal for me as a teacher now is, when I have students that are interested in the performative aspect, to make sure that, hey, let's make sure your enjambment, your lines, your craft is on point.
Sure.
And then we can do whatever else we want to do. But first, we're going to pay attention to the page.
Right. Craft, yeah. Sometimes I've had my students read John Skelton and read it out loud, and they'll say, wait a minute, that's rap.
Really?
Yeah, it's just because he'll take one rhyme. This is from like around before Shakespeare's time, and he'll take one rhyme and just kill it until he can't think of another way to rhyme it. And they're all these 3 to 4 beat lines, and they just keep driving.
Yeah, and I mentioned, you asked about influences a few minutes ago, and I failed to mention Patricia Smith. She's a huge influence, and she started off as a performance poet,
yeah, exactly,
and she still performs, the mess out of her poems. But the page is so beautifully crafted when you read her books that she was someone I looked to as well.
Why don't you read another one?
Sure. I'll read a poem called Robots. Again, from Stripper in Wonderland. Robots. Don't take over the world. Don't create an underground, unlocatable mainframe near Earth's core, or out there in space responsible for reprogramming humans hypnotized, artificial by artificial acumen created in someone's lab or basement or Geppetto dream of Frankensteining an almost being, almost capable of reasoning and computer love. Once upon a time, someone prophesies program lovers to be the next logical frame. Wondered how landing on Mars could change our loneliness, our fractured wanting, our lifetimes logged in this irrepressible land of irreversible load.
We're almost there.
Almost right.
Well, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Rick.